Hi guys, Leila from Fill Your Cup of Coaching, and I'm just going to pull a couple oracle cards for you today to tap into the energy of the equinox. And we're in eclipse energy right now. We're going to have an eclipse on April 8th and a full moon on the 25th. So there's a lot of astrological energy, just cosmic energy, changing of seasons, just a lot going on. So let's just pull a couple cards and see what's going on for the collective. And of course, take what resonates and leave what doesn't, as always. But we're going to start with the Star Codes Astrology Oracle. I'm going to see what comes up from the collective consciousness this week. So we have Taurus coming up in Cultivate. And this card is all about cultivating and, planting seeds, which goes along with the time of year, obviously, because spring is when you plant all your seeds. And it's about taking, practical manifestations. It's not necessarily about traveling, but if you're traveling, go off queen, I'm here for it. Usually I am a bucket of travel myself, but it's more about just planting your seeds and rooting in where you are and really taking practical action and manifesting from a physical perspective, because Taurus is very grounded and earthy. So this is really just about, taking time and not rushing the process, but planting the seeds of what you want to cultivate, which is perfect for the equinox. So let's pull a couple other ones. We also got solar flares, which is hello cosmic, because we're having a solar eclipse in Aries on the 8th. And so there is a lot of time of integration right now, because I know the road to totality or whatever, it's but there's a lot of integration before eclipse. Sometimes you get really sleepy. There's just a lot of energetic downloads and a lot of energetic things happening right now. So, it is kind of a time to plant your seeds, but also cultivate and integrate everything that's happening in your life and what's been going on in the last 6 months, because eclipses are kind of they have the effects for 6 months. Some last for a hot minute, but usually it's okay, take what you've learned in the last 6 months and how are you going to plant seeds in this now moment to cultivate what you want in the future coming 6 months, because it's all about reflection, looking back in the past, seeing what has left, how you've grown and all of that. So the solar flare card is about change. You might be growing restless and ready for change to happen. There can be a lot of a lot of just sunny, fiery energy. So it's a great time to start a business, put a plan into action, just take conscious effort, because there is a lot of passionate, fiery, bubbly energy, but you can scorch yourself with too much passion. So I think that ties in with Taurus, because there's a lot of fiery, feisty energy and a lot of downloads and activations, like I said before, because this says activate too. So you are being activated to your passions, your higher calling, alignment to your purpose and all of that. But there's also a message of cultivate the seeds. Don't necessarily just plunge into the abyss, because there is a lot of fiery energy with the solar flares. And of course, Aries fucking energy. I'm a cusp Aries. My Mercury, my Mars, my Venus, and my moon is in Aries. So I'm essentially a walking fucking fireball, which can be super impulsive if you want it to be. I've learned patience in this lifetime, but it took me a hot minute. But there is a lot of fiery, passionate energy just coming on in Aries season in general. So I think it's just really important to not just completely, yes, queen, go jump off into the abyss, where it's what we're all here for, to jump into the unknown, to take those opportunities. But just notice what you're really passionate about and, really take it into the Taurus energy, where you cultivate that in an earthly, grounded perspective. Because we know tempers can flare, and Mercury retrograde is going to be going retrograde. I think we're going in the shadow period in a couple weeks, or maybe we're in it right now. Don't quote me on that one, but and Mercury's all about communication. So there's all this fiery, passionate energy. Eclipse season's coming in, and you just want to be mindful of how you communicate, and that your fiery isn't exploding into rage or just misfueling the passion. So you really want to ground in your passion to everything that you're doing here in the now. All right, let's pull one more from this deck, and then I'm going to pull you guys those calling to me. I love Elena Fairchild. Her decks are awesome, so I'm going to pull you one of hers. And the 11th house community. So this is all about building resources and partnerships and collaborating with people. This ties into a lot of what we're going to be going into, because I did talk about building new businesses, and there's a lot of passions and ideas sparking at this time. You're cultivating a lot of seeds for the future, And so it's like in the 11th house has a lot to do with like who you're working with, your business partners, your community resources. How can you like give back to the community, tap into the community, and like cultivate your seeds in a community? And do you need a business partner? Are there people going to be coming into your lives? So just look at who's coming into your lives and like the people around you, and start building a solid foundation of community that's like in alignment with your values and who you are as a person, and that's in alignment with the passions that are coming in right now. Like whatever it is for you, if you're super passionate about whatever, you're going to start a business like we just did. So you're super passionate, let's just say, about reading cards or astrology or whatever. Like, how can you get involved in a community and consciously create with the greater community? Because that's going to help assist in your manifestations with all this passion and grounding it into the physical world. So that's just a quick little message. And then I'm going to pull one Elena Fairchild Journey to Love card. These always have like extensive messages, so I'm just gonna like realistically read you this message from the book because I love her decks. They're like super duper in depth. I left like 3 of my decks of hers in a storage locker in France that's now like on Storage Wars because I recklessly moved to the Mediterranean coast for a year and then like abandoned all my stuff, so I just reordered them because I love her decks anyways. So the Spiral of the Goddess. I love this because all goddess energy, valid. We're all radiant goddesses here on this journey. But let's read her perspective on this because I just really think like the little poems in here are valid. So from a point of light unfolding, we become a soul, then incarnate into a sacred body, and our lives become a work of divine art, a speck of heavenly presence manifesting itself through dimensions of time and space and into a life on earth made manifest. The extraordinary fact of your existence is a divine happening, as though the light of the moon is dancing not only upon the water but inside of it. The moon is your ancient light is dipping into the mud of the earth. This is how the soul becomes a divine human in the making. As you sense yourself moving and shifting from light to dark and back again, from knowing to unknowing, you are weaving your consciousness, your divinity into sacred expression, manifesting your soul essence into the form of your life, threading the light through the darkness without even realizing you are doing it. You are gently impregnating the matter of your body, your life, with light. Your body and your life become luminous, radiant, and you assist others even through just your presence. It sounds wonderful, and it is, yet it is not always an easy path. As the light travails through darkness, pain and suffering can arise in waves. Best to be present to it, trust that it is not a permanent condition, and wait for the spiral to twist from dark to light again, always moving closer and closer to the purity of the center and expanding outwardly, eternally, as though you are being inhaled by the divine, filling cosmic lungs as they reach far and wide, taking in all life. The message of this oracle is that you are growing, you are bringing more light into form. You may be meeting obstacles in yourself and in the world, but this is because you are bringing through the light. If there was nothing happening, there would be no obstacle. Bless them as signs that you are proceeding and empower them no more. You shall be. All is in divine timing. And this little poem. The inner movement, an expressive flow, an outward breath of dance and light, becoming one, becoming free. And I mean, there is a huge transition from darkness into light with the changing of the seasons and the equinox, because we're leaving winter, bye, don't love you, into sunny, more vibrant months. And I know I hibernate a lot in the winter. I know a lot of us do. A lot of us just kind of want to retreat into ourselves, and like not all of us have the option to do that the whole time, but we are kind of breaking out into the metaphorical darkness of the seasons into the light. So, and it's all seasons and reasons, and there is a reason you go through everything. And of course, eclipses bring up past lessons, past people come back in Mercury retrograde, and just past situations kind of come up sometimes. I mean, I have every eclipse season, Mercury retrograde, I dream about people I haven't seen in 10, 15 years. Are they relevant in my purpose? Probably not anymore, but it's just interesting to take a look on why those things come up, what you learned in those lessons, why they're affecting you right now, why you're thinking about those right now, because they probably either to show you how much you've grown, or look at how I used to handle that situation. This is how I'm moving past it and handling it now. Awesome growth, or there's something that still needs to be healed. So either way, a lot of stuff coming back, eclipses, a lot of new things being born, just a lot of light, passionate, fiery energy coming into fruition. So keep yourself grounded, stable, loving, and just be present in the moment. And love you guys. Bisous. Ciao.